He was the most motivated player I ever saw.
10 seconds, Bird, a runner. It's good!
He was one of the biggest trash talkers ever.
Bird, little fake down the lane. Oh, Larry Bird! What a play by Bird!
Every NBA player seems to have a Larry Bird story, and even though they sound like wild tales, they're actually true.
Double fake.
Or he would do this, and the guy would turn, and he would just fake the crap out of guys.
Meeting Larry Bird on the court for the first time was a quick lesson in humility. You barely had time to react. He'd already shown you exactly how he planned to win, then somehow made you feel worse about
That means he was like, damn, I didn't mean to leave nothing on the clock.
that. This was Larry Bird's world, and if you weren't prepared, he'd make sure you felt it. Let's jump into some of the wildest stories. NBA legends all have memories of their first time facing Larry Bird, the man, the legend. Byron Scott's story stands out. His first encounter with Bird felt like a masterclass in mind games. It's one of those tales that sounds unbelievable, but is completely true.
Playing him in the last play, he says to James Worthy, he says, "You guys don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna go right over there that corner." He said, "They're gonna set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out." He said, "I'm gonna curl right over," and he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, "I'm gonna go right over to that corner and I'm gonna catch it, I'm gonna shoot it, and I'm gonna tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be." They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ,
the late great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a three, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me? That's my Larry Bird story.
Larry, for you, he didn't just win. He made sure you knew it was coming before it happened. Then there's Dominique Wilkins, who quickly realized Larry Bird wasn't about to give him an easy start in the league.
It was shocking, and I'm a rookie, and I go up against, we small forwards because guys guarded each other back in our area. You couldn't duck each other. And so I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. And first play of the game, he says, "I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes." And he shoots a three. I was pissed. I said, I wasn't mad he hit the three, but this some bitch just called me Holmes, And so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He laying on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, "Hey, Rook." I said, "What?" He said, "What?" He said, "I like you. You got, he said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass." He got about 38, but I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
For Wilkins, it was about paying his dues because back then, going up against Larry Bird was a rite of passage. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the ultimate Lakers competitor and a fierce rival of the Celtics, couldn't help but tip his cap to Larry Bird. Kareem remembered a game during Bird's first championship season that left such an impression, the sportscaster closed the broadcast by playing the Superman theme.
I remember the game he played against the Lakers the first year that the Celtics won the World Championship with him on the team. Mm-hmm. And he was ridiculous. He came on here. I remember our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game because he did everything, right. Points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game and, a great touch. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
For Wilkins, facing Larry Bird was all about earning respect. Going up against Bird was like a rite of passage back then. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a tough Lakers competitor and longtime Celtics rival, couldn't help but admire Larry. Kareem once recalled a game during Bird's first championship season that was so memorable. The Sports Center ended the broadcast by playing the Superman theme.
The first person to bust your ass.
Man, I'm going to keep this real with y'all, man. My ass got busted real early, man. I came into the league, man. I was 19. You know how some of them vets, man, they play you to the T, man. I got played down in Boston one night. We was playing Boston Celtics. So the great Larry Bird, I didn't really know much about it. I'm from Indiana. Larry's from Indiana. I knew about the history of Larry. but I didn't realize how he really got down. When we got to Boston that morning, I knew something wasn't right. I saw an X-Man. He was limping around the court a little bit like he was sore. I figured he'd be all right, you know.
Xavier McDaniel.
I figured he'd be all right by that time. I go to the game on the early bus. I get there. They come out on the court. They say, "Hey, Shaun, you starting tonight against Larry." And I was like, well, damn. I'm all for it, though, you know? So the X-Man, he didn't play. He had a sore knee. But my point to you is this. Larry gave me 50 3/4.
Oh, my.
There's the white flag right now. Bird on the 20-year-old Kemp. Takes a fall away. Oh, he's got 40.
He was hitting everything.
And he talked to me the whole entire game.
What did he say?
Well, first of all, he asked me at the jump ball. He said, "You the cat that broke all my records in high school, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He goes, "Yeah, you're the one that used to dunk my brother too, right? Like Eddie." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He said, "I got you for you tonight." So every shot he was calling, at the defensive end, he would tell me, he'd be like, "When I get down to the other end, I'm going to pump fake you, get a hand one on you, look at you, go off the glass." That's how cold Larry Bird was.
Kareem, a true legend, giving Larry the respect he deserves. But while Kareem's story is about admiration, Shaquille O'Neal's is about survival. Larry Bird didn't just play hard, he hunted his opponents. Shaq was still new to the league when he first faced Bird, and let's just say, it didn't go well for him.
Manages to come up with it. Bird, little up fake. Basket will count the foul.
What a shot. Just took Patrick Ewing right out of the play, made him back up to where...
Patrick, meanwhile, had grown up hearing people doubt Larry Bird in Boston. They said Larry couldn't jump and wasn't the most athletic guy on the court. But when Patrick faced him for real, he quickly saw those rumors were just nonsense.
You know, I remember, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, a lot of my friends was like that, So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. He can, whatever you were saying for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody.
So your guys are saying, how can you let this guy?
Oh, he's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
Dan Patrick Show. Patrick laughed as he shared how surprised he was when he saw Larry Bird play for the first time. Next voice Bird was changing the game. When he called the University of Minnesota, it was a signal to everyone Larry Bird was the real deal. For John Sally, facing Bird for the first time was a story that's equal parts funny and painful. Picture this as 6'1" forward thinking he's got it all figured out. Then Larry Bird walks over and quickly shows him just how wrong he is.
It would be like, "Man, too bad we didn't get you, Sal." I said, "Yeah, he goes, y'all double me tonight when I get the ball in the wing?" I said, "Nah, man, straight up." He goes, "Y'all ain't double teaming me?"
Like, what's wrong with y'all?
"Nah, I got you, dog. You don't like height." He goes, "Mouse in the house."
And you 6'11".
And they lifted. He walked me down to the post, got the ball. He said, "You better ask for a double team, Sal."
Talking to you the whole time.
And he would move at his speed. I don't care how fast you think you are.
Right.
Rivalry legend didn't care how tall or fast you thought you were. He played his way, at his own pace, and always came out on top even with a hurt arm. Brian Shaw had heard all the rumors before joining the Celtics. Larry was just a white guy who couldn't jump or wasn't very athletic, like many others. Shaw thought Larry's greatness was overblown until he experienced it himself.
Man,
if there's one thing Larry Bird couldn't tolerate, it was disrespect, especially about who was guarding him. Isaiah Thomas learned that the hard way and shared the funny story on the All the Smoke podcast.